Hey, I'm Dennis, and thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I made one because of sickness and things like that, but I'm over that, thank goodness, and I will try to make one from now on about at least every week. I wanted to report about this 1911 that I was building or modifying, actually. This is a not Rock River. It's made in the Philippines. Anyway, it's a it's okay. It's a it's nice. It's serial numbered. Okay, it's got its serial number there. It's let's see. Anyway, it was a Combat 1911. I took the frame off, or take the frame and slide it apart, and I cut the slide and frame down to for a 3 1/4 inch correction, 3 1/8 inch barrel length. That was some understandings I had to do. I had to mill down certain pieces of this, and then the barrel, I had to fit this new barrel into this frame, to this slide, and so there were some things I had to learn and readjust and everything else, and one thing after another. And so I kind of quickly put a code on it, sent it down to my son Timothy, and had him at his gun shop take it and shoot it. And he kept on noticing that when he fired it, it would stay, it would be like that. It wouldn't go all the way forward. He would have to actually push it forward and then fire. And that's sort of like indicative to the spring. He fired a couple rounds in it like that, but then stopped and sent it back to me. And when I got it, I looked at it and I says, "Dummy me, I put the small spring in. I measured the spring, tested everything else, and I put the wrong one in it. And now it does, it's 20 pounds. Now this is a 20-pound spring. So I started off with a 16, and it was too light. I put an 18 in it, just a tad too light. It would go all the way forward, but you could move it backwards. You could move the slide just back, just a little. You could just grab it and kind of move it a little bit. So then I went to a 20, and now it's nice. It goes all the way back, locks open, closes, fires continuously, no failures. I did notice one thing when I was shooting it. It was jamming. It would not jamming up. That's not the correct word. It would. Maybe it is. That is a good word for it. It didn't like the ammunition I was firing. I was firing this Smith & Wesson, Winchester rounds through it. I didn't know it. Winchester makes a dirty round. I mean, they're just, it just clogs this thing up. And my weapon was dry. So I cleaned it up and everything else, and put some oil in it, and oiled it all up and everything else. Took it back onto the range, and I was able to fire, and it was firing very nicely. And now, when you're testing a weapon, you should always put like 3 rounds in it, so that if it goes automatic, when you pull the trigger, it would just go bam, bam, bam. That way, there was only 2 more rounds. The first round that you shot, you recovered from that one, then the other 2 would be automatic. That way the weapon's not going all over the place with 8 or 9 rounds. And I noticed that it was doing pretty good, not too bad. That's when I did the oil thing, and then it was firing really nice, so okay, oil, it needed oil. And so then I went ahead and took the mag. This is a mag by Megar or something like that. But anyway, I thought it was a nice mag. It kind of slides up. It's a little, it has good down tension, but coming back up, it drags. Maybe it needs oil. Anyway, so I loaded it up with the 8 rounds, and I noticed every time I get to the 6th round, it would fade to feet, 6th round. And then I noticed it was this little curve on it, the standard. And then I pulled out my Wilson Combat one, and I noticed it too, and I'm going, wow, look at that. This one here has just a tang where it kicks up more, kind of like it kicks the rear end of the round up, and that's exactly what it does. And so when it's loading up inside the round, you have the round coming up and it's hitting the top. The back with this mag, it wasn't kicking it right, but with the Wilson Combat, it just boom, and it loaded up. And then so I started loading it up, and bam, 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 bam. Shot groups are about that tight, 50 feet. So that's pretty good. 50 feet. That's well enough. That'll definitely hit your mark. It is. I noticed that I'm able to keep my grip and keep my good sight picture and everything with this weapon a little bit more than my Smith & Wesson concealed carry. It's a 3-inch barrel one, but it's a pro. But I can't hold a tighter picture group on it as I can with this one, because this one has a little bit more to it in the grip. Okay, and that was it. And I kind of so now it works really nice. I'm going to finish up some other artsy fartsies and some other cleaning up things. I'm going to do some things with the barrel. I'm going to pearlize it and some other things. And as soon as I'm all done and it's all nice and smooth and everything's all clean, I don't like sharp edges. Okay, so as soon as I'm all done with that and it's all Cerakoted and all inlaid and everything else, I'll see what I'm going to do with it. One idea was to give it away, but to give this away requires, what do you call that? The form. Anyway, it requires, the background check form and all that stuff to get it cleared, unless you have a concealed carry. But I gotta check. I don't want to do something illegal. It's still serial numbered. So hopefully, maybe, I don't know. My daughter, Catherine, is a lawyer, so she'll let me know. That's what lawyers do. That's why I had a daughter has become a lawyer, and other ones do everything else. I got a woodworker, I got a computer person. It's funny. Never mind. You guys have a super fine day, and keep your powder dry.